What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome everybody to another episode of the Double D's Let's Talk About It podcast. I'm one of your hosts, D of D's Corner, and my brother Damian Deshaun. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
All right, all right. So the evening shoot for us, everybody. So we got we got to get bright eyed and bushy tails.
Time to wake up, get that
So
coffee at night.
tonight's video, we're gonna do a deep dive in the schedule of the NFC West. First up, we're gonna jump in, bro, to the Arizona Cardinals. We're just gonna go in depth, game by game. We know the Cardinals don't have Jack Dilly squad. Man, what you seen what's been going on with Marvin Harrison Jr. before we jump into this?
No, the only thing I've seen on social media is like some I know I saw some team pictures and pictures with him with like Trey Benson and stuff like that. But as far as what's going on, other than the fanatic situation,
Yeah, that's
no,
what I'm talking about. The legal stuff, the legal situation.
no, I don't.
Yeah, see,
What's
that's
going
it.
on?
I seen that Fanatics was going to sue him for
You
breach
know
of
what?
contract.
Yeah, I
So
don't know. I don't know the in depths about it though.
I wonder if he's going to be on Madden, or if they're going to have to call him player number 18 or whatever.
So it's gonna be like Bill Belichick on man, coach,
Right,
coach,
right.
coach,
so,
man.
so all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Week one. Week
Uh,
one, they got Buffalo at Buffalo.
hmm
It's gonna be the Buffalo, in my opinion.
You got Buffalo. Yeah, I got Buffalo
Yeah,
here. I
yeah.
got Buffalo here. I think. I mean, we've talked about Buffalo on numerous occasions about the window and the transition they're going through. But I honestly think Cardinals still won't have enough at this point to beat them. Not at Buffalo at this point. This
Right.
first game of the year. No.
All right. So
Yeah.
then they have the LA Rams. I think Sean McVay is gonna be too much. This gonna
Mhm.
be this more of a veteran. The Rams are gonna be more of a veteran led team offensively
Mhm.
with Cooper Cup and Stafford. So I don't think the Rams gonna hold up.
No, I think the Rams win this game, but for
I
some reason I
mean
think
the
it's gonna be.
Cardinals. I'm sorry.
I, I think the Rams win the game, but I think it's gonna be closer, just because I think the Rams, where they're gonna be young on defense and
Hmm.
in key spots, so I think there's gonna be opportunities for the Cardinals to still be able to score here, and it'll be a close game. I look at it like a field goal game, but I still have the Rams winning too.
And see, but the Cardinals, they're gonna be young everywhere on defense.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing I think that's going to benefit the Rams is Tre'Davious White and Darius Williams in the secondary, two veteran corners, and they already got
Mhm.
veteran safeties. They're going to be
Yeah.
young up. They're going to be
Up
young up
front.
front, but that
Hmm.
veteran secondary should help that younger pass
I got
rush.
you. I got you.
So, uh,
I got
pause it real quick, bro.
you. Okay.
All right, next up we have the Detroit Lions. I think the Lions are going to be. I think the Lions are going to be one of the better teams in the league. So I don't think
Hmm.
the Cardinals will stand a chance.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, we can pretty much put it. This is ass beating. I think
Yeah,
they whoop
yeah,
their ass
yep,
physically.
yep,
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game for the Cardinals here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Week four now is a game that I think is could be winnable. They should be depending on. I think it's everything is going to depend on Kyler, in my opinion, with the
Yeah.
Cardinals, because they don't have a lot. It's going to be Kyler and Marvin, um, depending on if they get even if they even allow Trey to get the ball a lot. You know what I'm saying? Are
Yeah.
they going to try to just like force feed with Connor or what? So
Hmm.
not sure how that's going to go because I don't think they have like a dynamic play caller offensively either. So I
Hmm.
think with week four with the Commanders can be a toss up. Dan
Yeah.
Quinn, I just believe in his early impact, especially defensively. Like I don't think he might be able to impact the entire team, but
Hmm.
defensively, I think he's going to be able to impact um, the Commanders. And
Hmm.
it's in Washington. Maybe that plays a role in it, but I'm gonna give it to Kyler and the Cardinals.
You're gonna give it to her. Yeah, I think that's what I when I looked at it and went down, I said this could be where they get their first win of the season. And I agree. I would say it's a 50-50.
Yeah,
It's a 50-50 tight game, but I think this is where the Cardinals do get on the W column here early in the season. It's their first win.
week 5, it's gonna be uh both feet knee deep. 49. They playing
Yeah, yeah.
they're playing at San Fran
At
too.
San Fran. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you basically, I agree everything you're saying, but basically, it's like you get a shellacking, you probably get a win the next week, then you turn around and get another shellacking
Another one. Another one.
from a physical team. So you don't
Yep.
really get a chance to heal because Dan Quinn will probably have them playing physical too. So it is what it is. You're gonna get beat
Yep.
up a little bit here. Yeah, I agree.
And
I
then
mean, McCaffrey's gonna go crazy in that game, in my opinion.
yes, 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 yes. And that's the thing. All those young, like the Cardinals, they're going to be really young on defense.
Hmm.
And something like McVay, LaFleur,
Yeah,
Shanahan, some of these teams with those more exotic offenses, I think they're going to get those young guys quick,
yeah,
especially early on.
yep,
In week 6 is going to be another one I think they get.
yep,
And there's going to be another team like with the Green Bay Packers. I think the Packers, and it's in Green Bay. Uh,
yeah.
the addition of Josh Jacobs allows Green Bay to be finesse at times and
Hmm.
ground and pound at another, you know what I'm saying, other time. Like it
Yep,
allows them to be
versatile. Hmm.
versatile offensively. They're always pretty decent on defense.
Yep,
And like I said, it's only gonna be Marvin Harrison unless they're able to get a rushing game going. It's the only real
exactly.
weapon is gonna be Marvin Harrison Jr. So
And he's gonna have his growing pains, coming in the league.
yep,
It's still early. Yeah. So I agree, man. This the whole deal. You look at it. Let's just take a chance. A shot here and stop for a minute. A little bit deep dive. They're playing one, two, three, four, five playoff teams in their first 6 games,
yep,
and there's no way. I mean, I can understand upsets, but there's no way I can see them coming out of this with a above 500 or even a 500 record. I'm looking at 1-5 right now. To be honest with you, this is one and
the
five.
fact the fact that they're 1-5 closer to 0-6 than they would be to 2-4.
Yeah, exactly,
So
exactly.
that's just really how I look at it. And then the thing about it is, like, Gannon's a defensive minded coach.
Hmm.
Josh Allen is as a quarterback, it's just him as a player himself. He's gonna force you to play 11 on 11. He's
Yep.
gonna be too much. He's gonna be too much. That should be early on too. James Cook should get the ball a lot. They're probably being two
Yep.
tight end set. And
Hmm.
that's going to be an opportunity in a game there for Keon to really
Hmm.
get his
Going.
confidence.
Hmm. Exactly.
Then you're going up against Sean McVay, who they can
Hmm.
be physical offensively with Blake Porm and Kyron Williams running the
Yeah.
ball. But then you
Exactly.
still got Puka and Cooper Cup
Cooper. Hmm.
with a veteran quarterback going up
Yep.
against that young secondary.
Hmm. And an
Detroit,
innovative mind.
the
Bludgeoned.
best offensive line, a solid rushing attack, two-headed monster
Running
rushing
back.
attack,
Hmm.
and so many weapons now.
Yep.
Jameson
Laporta.
Jameson Williams came
Hmm.
on late in the season because he was suspended. His
Hmm.
rookie year, he was coming off a torn ACL. This year, he's
Hmm.
coming in healthy. Dan Quinn said he looked like a man on a mission.
Hmm.
And I'm talking about the speed aspect of what he brings to the table.
And you add that to
In
St. Brown and Laporta.
to Laporta, St. Brown, Gibbs, Montgomery.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So
just too much, man. That's why I
yeah,
said that's a bludgeon. Detroit's gonna beat the ever loving shit out of them. I really do. I
yes.
just believe this is by NFL standards. This is a 35-10 type game. You know what I'm saying? NFL standards. I can see 35, 40
If
points
they get
scored in
to
the game.
10, if they
Yeah,
get to
if they
10,
get to 10, that's a beat down.
they're
And
gonna
then
be
it's the
all
same
on
thing.
they're gonna be
Yeah,
all over Kyler, all on Kyler Murray, boy.
yeah. Green Bay is the same way. You don't know what Green Bay and Detroit. They can. It's like pick your poison. We can throw the ball and beat you, or we're gonna run the ball and beat you. Green Bay, on
Yep.
the other hand, we can finesse you, like you said, or if you want to get dirty, we in Lambeau, and they got Josh Jacobs now, not Aaron Jones, so they can get real physical right here, and still
And
got
they
Dylan.
and they still got Dylan. Yep.
Yeah, this can be a real physical. Yeah, they're gonna be beat up, man.
Dan Quinn's gonna bring an attitude with the Commanders.
Hmm.
I honestly believe that the Commanders defensively are going to be different than what they were with the Cowboys because you guys never had defensive tackles from jump. It didn't matter who was calling
Yeah,
your
yeah,
defense.
you're
It didn't
right.
matter who was calling your defense. You guys didn't have the defensive tackles.
Hmm.
The Commanders have the defensive tackles.
Defensive tackles.
They
Yeah.
just now got decent on the edge. So even if he blitzes more than usual, that rushing attack is going like those two D tackles are going to stop that rush attack. Bobby Wagner, he's going to make sure that the defense is in the right calls. And in
Hmm.
my opinion, I think the biggest impact he's going to have is on Emmanuel Ford. So I could see the Commanders winning.
Yeah.
I could see the Commanders beating, but we'll get even if you give that one to the more veteran quarterback,
Hmm.
then you're getting your socks knocked off in San Francisco.
Yeah. You're getting rocked again.
They're going to be. It's a division game. They're going to be physical. They're known for being physical.
You're right.
And
I
then, like you
agree.
said, with Green Bay,
Yeah.
and then after Green Bay on Monday night, you got the Chargers, and that's what they're trying to transition to.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're trying to transition to a physical team.
Do you give that a 50-50 game though? Do you still put that as a 50-50 game? Just because I think, you know what? I can understand where you wouldn't, because I would say the edge because of Herbert. You got a veteran quarterback here, but who is he throwing the
And
ball to?
not only Herbert, the Chargers have a better defense. Derwin
Yeah,
James,
yeah,
Santi Samuel Jr.
yeah,
They got Khalil Mack still, Bosa
yeah,
still,
yeah.
Tupelotu out of Ohio State. So even if Bosa
Uh-huh.
or Mack is hurt,
Yeah.
so I just think that defense is going to overwhelm that offense, and I think that's going to be the main issue in Arizona this year. Is like their offense is going to get overwhelmed by a lot of these defenses.
Gonna stall out. Yeah. I could
Yeah,
see that. I could see that. I
and
could see that.
Kyler wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Yeah.
We've seen how he cussed out Kingsbury.
Yeah.
So if you get to acting like that, I just don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. is a player who like his demeanor doesn't come off that he's someone that would be bickering back and forth. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah. I get you.
It's different when you start losing. And Kyler then got paid. You looking around, and he'll be considered one of the old guys.
You're right. You're right. And I haven't heard anything about them, about his change. Has he changed some things? Taking
Right.
on that more professional, older vet
Hmm.
kind of approach.
The
And
leader.
yeah, the leader. And I'm looking at it. It's week 7 we're talking about right now with Los Angeles. Could he check? We don't know. He could check out by this point,
He could
especially if
check
they
out.
don't get, especially that first the early part of their schedule. Yeah,
Hmm.
this could break. This is a make or break. We all know, we discussed it. It's a make or break year for Kyler. I
Yep.
mean, it really is. And the way we're projecting things right now, just going by this schedule, this may be his final season. They may be in position to have to draft another quarterback at this point
Yep.
right now. Yeah. Because I'm looking, as we go in, you look at week 8, the Dolphins. This shit ain't getting no easier, man.
At all. That offense is going to be too much for that defense.
Yeah, exactly. The speed. I mean, the first
Yes.
thing I'm bringing to that with Miami, if we talking about it, man, we just deep diving here. The speed they're gonna have to deal with, and once again, the thing that sucks about this for them, and I'm starting to feel bad, is even though they got some games at home, look at all these games they got to go to Buffalo, to San Francisco, to Green Bay, to Miami. You get it. That's a lot
Hmm.
to ask with a second year coach, with a quarterback that's on the fringe of the franchise just giving up. You got too many young players, at least first rookie year or second year players in key positions, still trying to adjust and learn the league. And you asking this much of a schedule. I mean, with what they have of their roster versus the schedule they got the toughest schedule in my opinion right now that I've seen. This is not good.
How
Week in
many
and week
playoff
out, I'm
teams?
not looking. I'm looking at the playoff teams, bro. This is almost not fair. They got the shit in the stick on the schedule. If you go down that list, because I know their division, we got to give credence to the division. San Francisco's in the division. The Rams is in the division. Seattle's in the
Yeah,
division. Those are,
yeah. That
those are
division is tough.
losses.
Yeah,
Those are losses. And then you turn around and give them the Bills, the Bills, Miami. I mean, we ain't even touched on
six
really
other
got in depth
playoff
with Miami.
teams.
Yeah. And then you got the Jets sitting there. You see what I'm saying? A team that could have been a playoff team last year, may be a playoff team this year,
Could be those fringe playoff teams. Yep.
and another physical team. Another physical team. The only
Before
time it
the
seems, yeah, go ahead, though.
before the Jets, they got the Bears in week 9. Just because, but see, even with that, by week 9, I think Caleb should probably be kind of understanding the game.
Yeah,
They'll have a rushing attack. There's so
yeah,
many weapons, but the defense is still going to be better. So even then, I feel like the Bears. This is a game that the Bears will get.
yeah. This is not looking good, man. Just
It's
breaking down
not.
the Cardinals. It's not. We're looking like they're looking like a team right now that's possibly maybe looking at their schedule as we're going to continue to go through the teams, but just on as a rough glance, they may win
Mm-hmm.
3 games. This is a team right
If
now. I'm
that,
projecting they're like a yeah, if that, maybe 3. I'm looking maybe 2. That's it at tops right now. Their ceiling looks like 2 on paper.
yeah.
I mean, maybe they get we'll go into the next team, but you go ahead and lead us into the next team when you're ready, man. But from the list of teams I'm seeing, the teams that they got to play, I do not see there's no guaranteed win with them. One. And their 50-50s are really more like 60-40s. You know what I mean?
So we're going into week
70
10.
30. Yeah,
Excuse me. We're going into week 10, and we got them 1-9, and
exactly.
they're going to play the Jets, who are going to
Yeah,
be a physical team. They're
yeah,
not they're not winning that game. Even if
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers is hurt and doesn't play,
yeah.
there's enough around. There would be enough around Tyrod Taylor for them to still beat the
Being
Cardinals,
productive. Yeah.
and then
And then
they would have their bye week. Go ahead. You got anything else on the
no,
Jets?
no, 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 none on the Jets, man. I'm just looking and I'm like, I'm just roster versus schedule is the easiest way to have a prediction, in my opinion. I've also
Mm-hmm.
heard that said, and I kind of believe it. I really do believe it. And putting what they have talent. The Cardinals do, but it's all young talent still learning and adjusting. And I'm seeing them play some teams that though they're in transition, like you said, Washington is a transition team, but they got vets in key places and they got a veteran coach
Mm-hmm.
versus Cardinals, who's going with a coach just in his second year, trying to deal
Right.
with different mindsets, attitudes. And then when you got that, and you got to worry about a mindset and an attitude at your most important position, quarterback,
Yep.
which we all know Kyler Murray has been questions about his dedication to being the best pro, being the
Mm-hmm.
best at his position. I mean, the talent is there, but is the will to want to be that elite level quarterback there? And it hasn't shown up to date. He does some elite things in games, but it doesn't always often translate
Yep.
consistently.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
And
gonna go on
the
a
thing
rant.
is, with that young coach, he's still trying to implement his culture.
Yeah.
He's still trying to get in his guys and build the
Uh-huh.
roster and his image and all that.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's still so much that comes with that.
Yeah.
So now we're at week 12 and they have to go to Seattle and play with the 12s, even though Seattle is in the same situation, transitioning
Mhm.
to a new coach and all that. I just still think that they have more talent than the Cardinals.
Yeah.
across the board. The
Across the
Cardinals might have a better player here, a better player there, but across the board, I think the Seahawks are a better roster than the Cardinals.
Yep,
Playing at
exactly. I
home, I
agree.
think that's the Seahawks.
And that's a loud ass place to play.
It's a
It's a
tough
loud
place to
and tough
play.
place. It's a tough place to play.
Hmm.
Dedicated fan base, and like you said, they still got a lot of seasoned vets on their roster. That and at the key position, Gino's still there.
Yep.
It is still it's a new system, a new quarterback. I mean, new coach. Implementing like you said, culture and philosophy. But I still think by this point, week 12, Seattle will probably have their identity where the Cardinals may not have an
Right.
identity yet. Yeah.
Right. I think even though he's a younger coach,
Hmm.
the Seahawks roster will put him in a better position to be moving along further than Gannon with the Cardinals.
Hmm. And if I'm
If
correct,
that makes
is
sense.
yeah, isn't the Seattle Seahawks their OC? Isn't he the guy that was at Washington? Didn't he do that? Didn't I think that's what happened. I can't remember
Yep.
his name, but he followed the board to Alabama, but he didn't. He ended up going to pro
To,
ranks.
to the
Yeah.
Seahawks. Because
So
that's why we thought they would take Penix.
yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be depending on what identity the Seattle. I'm thinking at first I was thinking Seattle may have more of a run philosophy, but knowing who their OC is, they're gonna try to throw that ball a little bit more, which is it could put some stress on the Cardinals in that game because they
Right.
do
And the
have
thing is, they have three weapons.
and they have weapons. Exactly.
They have weapons. They got two, and they have two running backs.
Yep.
Washington had two running backs, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken.
Yeah. One
So I
was the guy
mean,
from Alabama, and then somebody else,
so I think
Robinson.
they'll
That's what it
I
is.
think they'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think they'll be all right. Then they got to travel to Minnesota. I think Minnesota has a better roster than people think, but I don't trust their quarterback, so I would give this a toss up.
Hmm.
Um, I would give this one a toss up here. I don't trust. I don't care if it's Sam Darnold or JJ McCarthy. I don't trust either one
I
of them.
don't trust it. Nope. And that's the only reason I'm looking at this game and saying this is a game the Cardinals could get. So we're
Yeah,
looking at this is possibly where they get what their second win,
the second win,
their
week
second win
13.
right here. Yeah,
Now, because they got to win, the thing about it is the Vikings defense, I think, especially their pass rush, is going to be tough. So I don't
yeah,
think Kyler's getting out of there unscathed.
hmm,
And then you got to turn around and host the Seattle Seahawks again.
yeah.
And I think the Seahawks could beat them again. Literally
I agree.
based off of them coming off the I think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk in Minnesota. Minnesota now has players.
Yeah,
Now their quarterback might make the dumb decision, the bonehead mistake,
hmm,
but I'm sure there'll be plays to be made throughout that game too. Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, Jordan
hmm,
Addison. They got a solid offensive line, so they should be able to make some plays.
yeah, yeah. It's not a
So
gimme
that's
game.
why I
It's a
think
50-50, but Minnesota still gets the
right,
edge in that coin flip. Yeah,
yeah. So I
yeah.
think
I
then
agree.
I think the Seahawks will come in and beat them
Beat
in
them
home,
again.
at home.
Yeah,
Then week 15 at the Patriots. To be honest with you, the Patriots defensively, I would say, should be able to
keep
contain
it.
Kyler.
Mhm. I don't trust the offense yet.
Now I don't trust the offense. I don't
Yeah,
trust their offense. This is a brand new team, a brand
yeah,
new coach, a brand new
yeah,
philosophy, and everything like that. So I'll give that to the Cardinals.
yeah. They're because the New England's key players are young.
Are you
A lot of their skill position that they're going to depend
right?
on is still going to be learned in the game.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I
Then they
agree,
go
bro.
to Carolina. They go to Carolina. I would say that this is a toss up. I think Carolina by the end of the season should be, I almost want to say, striking on all cylinders, but I think their young offensive players that they drafted should be clicking by now. Brooks, Jatavian Sanders, uh,
Hmm.
Xavier Leggett. They still
Hmm.
got Deontay Johnson they traded for, Adam Thielen, uh,
Yeah.
Jonathan Mingo. They beefed up their
Yeah.
offensive line, but I don't
Yeah.
trust their defense.
Nope.
I think they
I
lost
give the
too much
Cardinals.
defensively. So
Hmm.
I would be okay giving the Cardinals this win as well.
Yeah. I give the Cardinals that win. I do. I agree for the very same reasons. I defensively young, and it's just like the youth. The Carolina is just as young as the
Just as
Cardinals.
young.
So
Yep.
you're going to be in two teams, two franchises whose rosters are age wise very similar. And I give the edge. This is where I give the edge is who has the better veteran quarterback in that situation. So I think this is where Kyler can make enough plays to get them that win. They
I
make
believe the
enough
same
plays.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, back on the road.
Week week 17, back on the road, headed to the Rams. I'm
Beat
giving it to
down.
the Rams. Yep,
Beat
giving
down.
it to the Rams.
Beat down. It's a dang shame. Beat down.
And then week 18 again to the 49ers, even if it's backups playing for the 49ers, I think
Yeah.
49ers beat them.
And let the Shador, Quinn, what's the name for Georgia?
Bet.
Carson, let the
Mhm.
sweepstakes begin. And whoever they're gonna trade Kyler to or whatever, let all that talk begin because it's going to begin now. And they
Yep.
make that transition out, man.
So that's what, 4 wins?
That's 4 wins that we give them possibly to get. Yes, unless you want to count preseason wins. Because
Nah.
the only way I see them jokers winning more than 4 games, if that, is they win a preseason game. That's it. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see
I
it neither.
don't, bro.
So
I don't.
next up, we're gonna do the Seahawks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can go Seahawks. That's fine. They got
All
some
right.
interesting games too, man.
Yeah.
Miami, Buffalo, Green Bay. That Green Bay Sunday night are gonna be good.
So they open up with Denver. You already know how I feel about Bo Nix.
Yeah.
He's your starting quarterback. It's gonna be the Seahawks take that game.
Yeah. I got the same, man. Trying to get my little
Ah,
schedule to pop up here.
okay.
Yeah, you good. Keep going though, because I can bring it. I
So
can just flip you.
week 2, they're at New England. I just think that's gonna be too early on. We already talked. We don't trust New England's offense. I think that'll be the Seahawks as well.
Yeah.
I think their first real test is gonna come week 3, if I'm not mistaken. It's the Dolphins in week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is I think this is gonna be their first loss.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So and
I
we got
agree.
what that.
I think this way you'll see the once again Miami speed.
Yep.
Miami speed on offense would just be a little too much for them on defense to deal with. Um, the pressure that they're going to be able to put on them just by their talent, that speed and talent alone. And McDaniel's creativity, I think, give them some early fits that pretty much sell that game up early. I think that game probably be in the wraps maybe by the beginning of the third.
Yeah.
Just being
That's gonna
honest
be
with
one of
you.
those ones. There's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of people pointing at each other like, man, nigga, I thought that was your coverage.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who's
It's
supposed
gonna
to
be
cover Cheetah?
it's gonna
Waddle,
be
you know.
it's gonna be a lot of nigga
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, man. What you want me to do? What you want me to
So
do, man? It's gonna be pretty ugly. I mean, we go into the next week because they looking ahead and they see who they got on their schedule the next week, man. It ain't good
week
either.
four, week
Mm-mm.
four at Detroit. I just believe Detroit has a top 5
Yeah,
roster.
roster. They're
I
gonna
think
bludgeon. They're gonna bludgeon
I
them.
think they're gonna bludgeon them.
Yeah,
I think Detroit is going to be on a mission this year. Like
yeah.
it's and it sounds crazy to say that when you're speaking about Detroit.
To be honest, I'm gonna put it this way. I see where the possible window when it begins to close in the trenches with San Francisco. Detroit looks to be trying to take that role that San Francisco has. That
Yep.
physical team you don't want to play, got skilled position all over the place, and they got a veteran or that you can put a quarterback there and he's just gonna flow because the system is already set up to fit like a glove. So you just need to
Right.
find the guy that can manage the game. And that's what Detroit is becoming.
And they got everybody signed right now too.
Exactly. And
They've got
their
everybody signed.
mentality is like that. It isn't just the talent on the team. That team's mentality is one that is they don't quit. And they learned it early when they
Yep.
were still losing under Campbell. And everybody was laughing and looking at how he does his press conferences and stuff. And now you
Biting
see it.
ankles and kneecaps.
Yeah. And now you see it, whatever it is that was laughed at, it's taken hold in the locker room, and those guys as professionals take on almost like a college mentality.
They bought
Where
in.
yeah, they bought in like you
Yep.
get the college your college recruits and your players on your roster, you get them to buy into the philosophy. This is what we're seeing with Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
You got a few teams in the league like that, and they're one of the top in at that.
Which makes, and that's why I said I think their roster is a top 5 roster
Mm-hmm.
because of not necessarily like they like Jared Goff. I don't think Jared Goff is a top 5 quarterback, but for
Nope.
what Jared Goff is asked to do for what's around him, he
Mm-hmm.
is perfect. He's perfect for
Yep.
it. When they played San Francisco, he made the plays. He put the ball where it was supposed to be. His wide
Mm-hmm.
receivers didn't catch the ball.
Yep. And when you say top 5 roster, you look at it. Is St. Brown considered one of the top 5 wide receivers in the league right now?
I wouldn't say so.
You, you wouldn't say so?
I wouldn't. The top 5.
Yeah.
He's not
You don't
considered.
think so?
I think most people would go Tyreek. I think a lot of people would go Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Then I think people would still say Devontae Adams.
Okay.
And then I
Well,
think so, I
in my
think some
opinion, I
people
look
would
like
be.
he's on the fringe of that.
But I think he's a top 10. But I think top
Yeah.
five, top five. If you ask 10 people, I don't think someone was going to outside of Detroit fans. I don't think someone would say him.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
think he's. I think
He's easily a top 10 at the minimum.
easily a top 10,
Okay.
but it does
Okay.
like they might not have a top 5 player at a specific position, but they still
Mhm.
have a best one of the top 5 best rosters
Rosters.
for
Okay.
the continuity, the
Hmm.
players, the scheme, everything that's asked. And when they can line up and beat you a bunch of different ways.
Yes. I agree. I agree.
So then they're going, no, they're going to host the Giants. I told you how I feel about Daniel Jones and the Giants, so
Yeah.
I think the Seahawks get
Seahawks
this
get
game.
this win. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a tough game though. But just because I where I don't trust Daniel Jones, like you said, I trust the Giants defense. I think with the additions they had with what they already had, the defense was already pretty talented. Their problem, the Giants' problem, isn't their defense. It wasn't before they even got Burns. It was really their offense, with
Yep.
specifically with Daniel Jones and some of the skill position, either Saquon not being consistently healthy, or what's his name at wide receiver that they had that was a problem.
Slayton.
So, yeah, so it's just consistency on that offensive side of the ball is the Giants' problem.
But I just and that's why but I think the Giants defense is going to the Giants defense is going to get them a good head coach next year
Hmm.
because they have a talented defense.
Hmm.
Daniel Jones is going to F that defense every chance he gets.
Yeah,
And
and that's where you can have
this
the
could be a
dissension
game
too.
and this could
Hmm.
be a game. This could be a game week 5 where the Giants defense is like, all right, look, put Drew Lock in. We're tired of this guy losing us games.
Yeah.
Drew Lock played in Drew Lock has played in Seattle. He was a backup to Geno, but
Hmm.
I still think whoever their quarterback is going to screw them out of some of the games. This is going to be one of those games that they get screwed out of.
Exactly. I agree. I agree, man. And
Then you got to
look at here, man.
4 days later, you got to host the San Francisco 49ers. Now,
Coming off the Lions and the Giants, you got San Francisco now.
the only thing that I would consider at first, is that how well the Ravens defense was called and played last year
Mm-hmm.
against the San Francisco 49ers team.
Mm-hmm.
With it being a divisional game, it's already going to be physical.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that the linebacking core for Seattle is anywhere near what the linebacking core is in Baltimore.
Nope.
And I think that's going to allow the 49ers skill players to run rampant. And I think that's going to be the 49ers winning this game.
I was gonna say the same thing. I mean, with the weapons that they have, Ayuk, Debo, McCaffrey. I'm hearing things about Pearsall working himself in. Jennings is
Mhm.
still there, I believe. So, and
Yeah, they just
Kittle.
resigned him.
Yeah, Jusic and Kittle. I mean, and that's really where, which you mentioned in linebackers, that's really where San Francisco can really kill them in that middle game and that the seams and in the middle of the field, really putting stress and testing those linebackers. So I
Right.
can agree. Yeah, the back's gonna eat. You already know McCaffrey's a versatile, so they can line him up anywhere. He can catch the ball. Yeah, Kittle's gonna have a field day. It's gonna be just too much stress on the safeties to try to cover for those linebackers too.
Hmm. So then in week 7, they're going to Atlanta and playing the Kirk Cousins Dirty Birds.
They get a dub there, in my opinion.
I, I think that I would say I think they'll get a dub there as well.
Mhm.
I think they'll do. I think the Falcons will do all right, but I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to be um, an 11-12 win team. So,
Mm-mm.
and you would think because of the talent around the quarterback
Mhm.
that, like, think if Patrick Mahomes had Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London,
Mhm.
or if
Mm.
Josh Allen, any of those top tier quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? You would
Mhm.
think that's going to be an
Yes.
automatic. You would think that would be an automatic win. I don't think that would be an automatic win. I know Kirk Cousins can make plays, but he's still coming off an injury.
Mhm.
Is Michael Penix going to be hovering over his shoulder? This team's not used to winning. It's a whole new staff on both sides of the
Mhm.
field. But I just think this. I think the Seahawks will be able to win that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Week 8,
Time to
they're
get.
hosting Buffalo. I think the Bills will win this one.
Yeah, I got the Bills winning too.
I just think,
And I got them edging them.
yeah, I think, and that's what I'm gonna say. I think it'll be a closer game than expected, but I just think this is one of those ones where Josh Allen has to make a play and he makes it.
Yeah. But it's all the funny thing is, I would throw this out as a 50-50 because as easily as Josh Allen can make the play, he could be the one to make the play that cost him the game,
Yet to
in a
cost him the game.
situation.
That
Yeah.
is definitely true.
Yeah.
That is definitely true.
So that's a 50-50 for me on that one.
Now that I'm, let me think about it now.
Because you think about it, 50-50. I think the Seahawks still got enough because we just they're going to beat Atlanta and then go in and they get come back home for Buffalo. They could very well beat Buffalo in that game.
I'm about to say they could beat Buffalo because of what they have offensively too. They got two good
Hmm.
running backs. They got
Yeah.
three good wide receivers. They got a decent tight end. They got a decent offensive
Hmm.
line.
Exactly.
Gino's a decent quarterback.
Hmm. Hmm.
They got two really good young corners in Witherspoon and Woolen.
Hmm.
So I can see the Seahawks winning that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna get that to the Seahawks. I'm gonna get that to the
Hmm.
Seahawks. Now, week 9, they got the Rams. They could still be moving on. A They could be riding a little wave. I think I give them 3 in a row. I think
So
I
you got
give
him
them
with the Rams at home
they're
too. Yeah.
hosting the Rams. Yeah, I'll give that to them.
Yeah. They get a bye week in that week 10, man. So they get to rest
Hmm.
up.
And then they go play San Francisco.
Ugly. Same
Yeah.
stress.
Yep.
Yep.
I think I think that'll be San Fran's game.
Yep. At San Francisco. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They sweep them. They
Now
sweep them.
we already gave them the week 12 at the Cardinals.
Arizona. Yeah, they got that. Here's a good one here.
Now,
Interesting.
now I like this one, and I think I've already told you the Jets could be one of my they're one of my
Dark
dark horse teams.
horses. Mm-hmm.
But because you're traveling to the Jets, Geno's played the Jets. Geno used to play for the Jets. That's the team that
Mm-hmm.
drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aaron Rodgers don't care nothing about none of that. And I just think the Jets have too much firepower.
You think Aaron gonna be all right? I mean, I know we already discussed it, but I know there was some film of him looking a little shaky on that knee. Will he?
No,
I'm
they was
wondering at
looking
this
at his
point.
foot. They say it was a
His
blister
foot. Okay.
on his foot.
Okay.
So I
He was
I,
kind of walking
I mean
funny.
they said he was running scout team linebacker last season. So I think
I got
outside of him getting majorly injured again,
you.
I mean
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be all right. Like it ain't like he was Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff he
Yeah.
did was his movement around in the pocket. So they,
Improvisation. Yeah.
so I think the additions of what they did offensively, especially against along the offensive line,
Uh-huh.
they're going to do everything in their power to prevent Aaron from doing that, from holding the ball longer than it needs to make a
I
play.
got you.
I
A
think
lot of
everything's
quick
going to
game.
be I think
Quick game.
everything's going to
Yeah.
be quick. Everything
Yeah.
I think is going to be quick. So
Okay. Okay.
so where we at?
Week 14 at Arizona.
Week 14 at Arizona.
Yeah.
I give
Did
that
we
to
give
you.
Arizona that game? No, because we had Arizona maybe only winning 3 games, 4 maybe,
Yeah,
So I don't think this was one we gave them, if I can remember
I don't
correctly.
think so.
No, no, I
I don't
think
remember either.
I think it's a sweep. They sweep Arizona there.
Week 15 against the Packers, I think they'll lose that one.
Yep,
And then I think week 16 against the Vikings, they're hosting the Vikings. I think they win that.
they win that one.
I think they win that one.
Yeah.
By week 16, that's definitely going to be JJ McCarthy start.
Oh yeah, definitely. If he ain't already starting before then, but definitely like you said, by that week they'll go ahead and implement him into the offense and go on and usher in his era.
Now, 4 days after that, the day after Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
dang, they play on the 22nd and the day after Christmas. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Then
I
and they
give
got
him
to
the edge in
travel.
this game. I give him the
They,
edge even in that week, man.
but see, I don't though. I think that's going to be a lot.
You think?
I think the Bears week 17, I think the Bears, that's gonna be a game the Bears win and try to move into next off season with some
Mm-hmm.
confidence
Expectations
in
coming into the
three
next
wins
year.
and
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. I tell you what, I would label that as a 50-50 game there, though.
Okay.
Even though it's a short week, I would still give it because I'm looking at the professional mindset, and it's not like every year everybody has to do it. We would have to go back
Mm-hmm.
and look at the averages of teams coming off short weeks like that after Christmas, and how often
Right.
do they win? You know, how often do they win? How often do they lose in that
True.
situation? Yeah, before we can go out outright and say that. That's my opinion. Before I could go out
Yeah.
outright and say that they would either win or lose that game, what's the averages that those teams is coming off that short week like that during the holidays win that game? It's gonna be
I
interesting to
wonder
see though.
I wonder how many teams have ever played this twice in the same week of Christmas. Because they play on the
That's
22nd and the
crazy.
26th.
Yes, that's crazy. And then look at the time. 105, and then because that matters too when you start talking about the schedule, not just the date, but how much more rest they get. That's not even an 8 o'clock game. That's
Yeah.
5:15 p.m. Specific. That's Pacific Standard Time though. So what's 5:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the East Coast? Because there's 3 hour difference. I think it's a 3 hour difference, if I'm correct.
Or is it one?
No, no, I'm looking at it's one still. So it's still okay. I'm looking at the time here, but it's still one. So you playing one here, one 3 hours behind us. So you'd have to say that's a 4 o'clock game. That's a four. When you see one for them, it's actually 4 o'clock for us.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 4 o'clock. It's Alabama because Alabama, our time, your time, and my time are off by an hour too.
No, no, I go on the same time.
Are you on the same time? So yeah, it's four
Yeah, I
o'clock.
go on the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So if they're at the bed, it says 5. It's actually 1 o'clock.
All right.
Yeah,
So and then week 18 they finish up against the Rams at the Rams, and I
that's a
believe that will
loss.
be the Rams, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we got a team that had a very good record and good performance last year. They were
And
decent. They didn't
what 7
transition.
games?
Yeah, yeah. Transition. They out. Yeah, transition to a new coach. So you see the results of that transition here. That they take a step back from the year that they had.
Yep.
Yeah, and you probably see
So
some changes in the roster the following season that probably boost them back up. But we can talk about that another time.
who you want to do next? The Rams or the Niners?
We could do the Rams. I'm
Okay.
cool with it. Yeah, I'm going to look at their
So
schedule now.
I already got it pulled up. They opened up week 1 traveling to Detroit. You
That's a
got Jared
bummer.
Goff. Jared Goff going up against his former team.
Mass
Matthew
and
Stafford
Mass
going up
Stafford.
against his. The Rams didn't want Goff. Matthew Stafford was tired of the Lions. Goff
Mm-hmm.
done did something with the Lions Stafford has never done. I'm giving it to the Lions. I think this is where that young defensive pass rush for the Rams is going to get blessed by one of the best offensive lines in football.
Yeah, that's no Aaron Donald. You're right. That makes a big
No Aaron
difference there.
Donald.
Yeah,
Everyone can mano y mano.
yeah,
Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. They're going to be brand new to the
yeah.
NFL,
Mm-hmm.
going against some really, really talented offensive line players. They
Yeah,
picked up
Panay
Kevin
Sewell.
Zeitler and picked
Yeah,
up Kevin Zeitler from the Rams. I mean, from the
you're right.
Ravens.
You're right.
Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow. So
Yeah,
they got some hog mollies up front. And
yeah. I was
And
looking to
Penei
find the
Sewell don't
region.
play the radio.
Yeah, yeah. Panay Sewell. Yeah,
So
I can see that. Definitely,
I mean,
that's a loss.
and that's week 1. I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
get that to the Lions.
yeah, that's the Lions.
We already did week 2 at Cardinals.
Yeah, we know they get the dub there, so they're one and
Yeah.
one.
So they're
San
one and
Francisco,
one heading into San Francisco. It's at San Francisco.
they get the. I think they
I
lose
think
that game.
I think San Fran. I was about to say I
Mm-hmm.
think San Fran gets this one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that this is gonna be. They're still the Rams will still be young here. They'll still
Mm-hmm.
be they'll still be learning. So
Mm-hmm.
now I think they follow that up heading to the Bears.
Win.
I think they get a win at the Bears.
Yep. W.
Week
I got them
five
with
they
a
play.
W there.
Week 5 they play the Packers. You got them with a W against the Packers.
Yep. I give them that W there. They're at home. I give them that edge at home. I think
Okay.
by week 5 you'll start to see the young defensive line start to gel and work
Mm-hmm.
within the continuity of the defense. You still got Puka and Cooper, long as they healthy with that running
Yeah.
game. I believe it'll be a tight game. It'll be like one of them games we typically see 5 seconds on the clock, kicker kick the field goal to win the game, or a situation where Green Bay has a chance to win it at the end
Yeah.
and the kicker missed the field goal kind of situation.
I can
That's
see
that
that.
kind of game I see. Yeah, I ain't saying this is definitely not no big win, but I mean as far as margin of victory, but I can see them beating the Packers here.
I think that'll be a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a damn good game on CBS,
Yeah.
1:25 p.m. Yeah. Oh, they
So
get an
then
early bye week too. They got an early bye week. Golly.
oh yeah, they got a bye in week 6. So then
Yeah.
coming off their bye, they're gonna host the Raiders.
W.
I think that's a dub. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. W. You
Then
facing
they
a team
go
that's young, transitioned. Man, here we go again. They
four
looking
days
good right
later.
now. Yeah, they looking
Four
good.
days later, then they are hosting the Minnesota Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
This is week 8. I'm thinking that's going to be McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big guy on McCarthy,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going Rams here.
Yep.
Week 9 at Seahawks. I think we already did this with the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
We gave it
We
to the
did it.
Seahawks, didn't
Yeah, because it was a home game, the environment.
we?
Yeah, we
Hmm.
said we get that. They get that L right there.
Week 10, they're hosting the Dolphins. I'm gonna give that to the Dolphins. I just don't think
Yeah.
there's nobody in that secondary who want to see what them
Me and
boys
you on
got
the
to
same
offer.
page. Me and you on the same page. That's what I was thinking. I think it's just gonna be too much stress on their secondary
Yeah,
to be able to keep up with Miami's speed there. I
and
can agree with
Tre'Davious White, even if he's
that.
healthy, he's coming off of 2 season-ending injuries, both on his legs.
Yep.
He you already wasn't running. I don't care if you was running 4-4 or 4-3. You wasn't running with Tyreek and Jalen.
Nope. That's a different
So
kind of speed, bro.
week 11 at New England
Dub.
in November. It's gonna be colder, but I think still give them a dub as well.
Mm-hmm.
Week 12 against the Eagles. I just think the Eagles is gonna have way too much for them. What you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get an L there. I'm counting the dubs right now. That's why I had a
Oh,
little
okay.
pause. I was up there trying to count how many dubs that we gave them so far. Right
Where we
now,
at
they're
so far?
about a 500 team because we had them losing to the line. We had them beating the Cardinals. We had them beating the Bears, beating Green Bay, Las Vegas, and Minnesota. So that's what,
5.
5 wins so far. They lose the Seahawks, they lose to the Dolphins. They turn around. That's 6 wins by the time they get to the Patriots. And then they're looking like, see what, 6 and, because we got them losing to the Eagles. 1, 2, 3,
6-5.
4. Mm-hmm. 5. Yeah, 6 and 5. So they're above, just slightly above 500. One game above.
All right. And then we're going to week 13
Yeah,
at New Orleans.
they're 7 and 5 right now.
How about to say I think that's New Orleans. I mean
Mhm.
I think that's the Rams in New Orleans.
Yeah, 7 and 5.
All right. Week 14, they're hosting Buffalo.
Mhm. That's 50-50.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. I think that'll be a 50-50 game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be a 50-50 game.
I would give the
I,
edge to the Rams in the game,
Same
but I
thing I was
think
about
it's
to say.
50-50. I give a slight edge to them
So
at
let's
this
go
point in the season.
Rams.
Yeah, we go Rams
Let's
there
go
to give them the
Rams.
edge. So that's 8 wins, 5 losses right now. They're close to the playoffs.
Mm.
They can smell it with a tough schedule. I
Four
mean,
4 days
4 games.
later,
Yep.
going at San Fran. I'm giving that to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, you got to turn around. You got a 10-day break and go
Yeah.
to New York and play the Jets.
I give them that game. I give the Rams that game.
Do you?
I think they get that game. I think they get their ninth game. So they're sitting at 9 and 6 right now.
All right, then
I
week
give them that game.
17.
10 and 6.
Week 17 against the Cardinals. Got them beating the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. 10 and 6. And then
Yeah.
we say they split with the Seahawks, right?
Yep.
They made the playoffs. It's probably the second behind, they make the wild card behind San
Hmm.
Francisco. Yeah. They
I
basically
just
almost, they made the playoffs last year, right? No.
yeah, they were a
Yeah, they
playoff
did.
team
They did.
last year.
Yeah, they were a playoff
Hmm.
team last year. So they make the playoffs again. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just shot on D's corner. It'll be dropping later.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I had the Rams at 10-7.
Okay.
I
So
want to
give
say
or
I had them
take,
at 10 and
yeah,
7.
one
So
game. It could be one loss or one win that
I think the
coin
Jets.
flip.
I had the Jets in that game.
Okay, so you gave the Jets. So that means you
I
gave
just
them
had
somewhere
the Jets
else.
in
I
that
got
game.
you. Okay.
So all right, then we're gonna finish up. We got the San Francisco 49ers.
49ers. 41ers.
Week one. Week one, they're going up against the New York Jets. We did this on our AFC
Mm-hmm.
East,
East.
but I got the Jets winning this game. Aaron Rodgers bro, he don't like the Niners. He does. He's always felt disrespected by for them not drafting him.
Hmm.
He's a Cali kid. He's coming back out west. They have weapons. They have a defense. But I think the one thing that the Jets are going to have is the energy that they had when they went into Week 1 last year.
Hmm.
Having 8 back, uh, I think that's going to be the main thing, and I think their defense is going to swarm
Hmm.
against the 49ers offense.
I agree.
Week 2
Dub.
at, at the Vikings, I got them beating the
Mhm.
Vikings
Yeah. So they're sitting at 2-0 right now. No, they're
two
sitting
and
at
zero.
2-1. Yeah, 2-0.
No one, no
No,
one
one
and
and one.
one,
One
one
and
and
one.
one,
One and one.
one and
One
one.
and
That's
one.
right, one and
My
one.
bad.
One
One
and
and
one.
one. Okay.
Now at the Rams, I can't remember what we just did it to.
I think we actually had the Rams getting swept by the Niners. I
Okay,
believe
so
so.
I
Yeah.
think so too. So the
Yeah.
49ers, so now they're 2-1.
Yeah. They're 2-1.
3-1, I believe they'll beat the Patriots.
Yep. 4-1.
4-1, I believe they'll beat the Cardinals in week 5.
Mm-hmm. What do
Then
we
they're
pick for
going on a
Seattle?
Thursday. But we had them splitting, I think, with
Yeah.
Seattle,
They,
didn't we?
yeah, we did have a split. We had where they
So
beat them at home. So basically, either way, it's a split. So they lose to Seattle here.
so what's
Then
that?
we have
Four
them
and
lose. Yeah.
two,
Yeah. 4-2.
4-2. I think the Chiefs will beat them.
Yeah. So that's four. That's 4-3. 5-3.
They're gonna beat the Cowboys.
They always,
They're gonna beat
it's
the
just the
Cowboys.
mentality. That's why I said five and
Yes.
three. When I saw it on the schedule, we'd already discussed it. Yeah, we know the physicality and the
Yeah.
mentality. Yeah, we already know what the pattern has been. Just too
Then they
physical.
got the bye week in week 9.
Uh-huh.
Week coming off the bye week against the Buccaneers. I just think they'll have too much for the
You
Bucks.
think they'll have too much? I think they could get tripped up here.
I I could see it. I could see if they did get
Hmm.
tripped up, but I
Hmm.
think the thing with the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield just got paid. When Baker Mayfield is able to be the underdog and have that chip on his shoulder, he plays
He
better.
plays
When he
different.
plays
Yeah, he
like
is
this,
different.
like, it's possible that he could play complacent this year.
It's possible. I
So
believe it. I think, but Tampa, if any, got enough weapons to give them the problems that they wouldn't typically get. Like they're not going to get from Dallas necessarily, but Tampa can bring that to the table on both sides of the ball.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think in this, it's a 50. Actually, I would give it as a 50-50 game here, in my
All
opinion,
right.
with the edge once again. But we can edge it to San Francisco, but it's a 50-50 toss up for me with that
So
game.
6-3,
Yeah, 6-3 right now.
and
We
we have
said
them
they
sweep.
split with Seattle. Yeah, splitting with I think we had them splitting with San Fran.
We
We had
split
them
this.
winning at
Yeah,
yeah. So
they
they
lost.
lost to
They
San
lost
Fran.
at Seattle at home,
Yeah, and then they
and
beat
now
them
they're
here,
beating
right?
them here.
Yeah,
So that's 7-3
yeah. Ooh, classic,
at Green Bay. At Green Bay,
classic.
I think Green Bay would get them
Yeah, 8-4. I
eight
mean,
and four,
seven and
or
four, seven
seven
and
and
four. We had
seven and four,
seven and
seven
four,
and four, seven and
seven and
four,
four. Yeah, 7-4 at
8 and
Buffalo,
four
man.
because I think they'll beat the
Ooh.
Bills. I think they'll beat the
Yeah.
Bills.
Okay, so you
I
got
think
them
the
at 8.
Bills. I think a lot of people aren't taking in consideration what all the Bills lost defensively.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I got them beating the Bears.
Yeah. So that's 9-4 right now.
hmm
Okay.
They swept. We said they swept the Rams.
So that's 10 and
So
4.
that's 10.
Mm-hmm.
At Miami.
I got him beat Miami.
I got them beat. Yeah, I got them
Yeah,
beat
I
Miami
got him
too.
beat
I got.
Miami. Yeah.
I
So
think
that's
that
11.
I think they'll be more physical than Miami.
Yeah, exactly. So far, when we saw on the schedule, when Miami's been on the schedule, we've spoken to Miami's speed. We've never
hmm
mentioned anything about Miami's physicality. But now
Nope.
Miami's going up against a team that is physical. And yeah, I'm
hmm
not saying Miami isn't a physical team, but I'm saying that their physicality level it's not the same as what San Francisco brings to the table.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So they're sitting at what, 11
Week
and 4 now?
17, 11-4.
Yeah.
Week 17, got 8 days later playing
11.
at Detroit
11-5 in my opinion.
11-5.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
Detroit winning.
I think Detroit will beat them. I think
Yeah,
Detroit will be yeah. So and then I think they'll beat the Cardinals in Week
yeah.
18. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a. I think I got them going 12-5
12-5 winning
on
the
my.
division. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
could
that's
see it.
exactly what I had them going.
See it. And they'll probably end up with
So
possibly maybe the number 2 seed kind of situation.
hmm
Because I really have it, a battle for that 1 seed is really between Detroit and Philly, just because of
and
the
Philly.
division. Yeah,
Yep.
because of the division they're in. Yeah.
Yep.
San
So
Francisco's more likely to get tripped up with their schedule and in their division because of the Rams and possibly the Seahawks. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna sweep the Rams, but you never know. With the
right.
Seahawks, you never know in that situation. And then you add in like Kansas City, the Kansas City situation, they could still catch an L that could possibly cause them a home field kind of
hmm
situation. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So,
I see it, man. I see it.
so
Love it.
that was it, everybody, for the NFC West. We did a schedule roster, not a roster, schedule and a record breakdown. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check us out on all platforms. Check out D's Corner as well. We got no nonsense coming down as well. Check Damien out on that. You was just on the Renegade
Renegade
rundown, the
report.
Renegade report. Y'all
Hmm.
check that out as well. Just keep a lookout for everything that we're doing, man. We appreciate all the support. Y'all have a good one.
Peace out, y'all.